Hi everybody, welcome to or back to the channel. We are talking about another memoir book today. We are talking about This Changes Everything from Tyler Merritt. If you do not know Tyler's work, you will not be sorry that you were introduced to it. Tyler is just an absolute gem of a human. I was fortunate enough to meet him at a book signing event for this book. I had previously read his first book, I Take My Coffee Black, which I will also have a link for in the description below. But I challenge anyone to find me someone who can give a bear hug as big as Tyler's. He is just the warmest human, so welcoming. He's hilarious in person. He's hilarious in the book. He is unapologetically himself. He really is on a mission to try to bring light and love into this world in a time that I think we desperately need it. I think he's really trying to open conversations that need to be had that you may or may not agree with, or might need to see from a different perspective. But again, just it says on one of the reviews, it's on the back, that Tyler is just a national treasure, and he just absolutely is. So I thoroughly enjoyed the book, even though there are some hard parts in it, and it is one of those situations where you have this person who is trying so desperately to just do so much good in the world, and you're like, why do they have to struggle? Because we need them here, and we still need Tyler here. His mission is not done. He is going to continue to spread that love and joy and light in the world. But This Changes Everything takes you through the journey of his cancer diagnosis and how hard that was, and learning that he had this cancer that could not be fully removed. This was not just, well, you go through surgery and chemo and then you're going to be done with it. This is a much more longer term plan. There's multiple times in the book that the tick 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 comes up in the text, tick tick tick, that he's doing something, and then it's tick 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 again, and all of that, because he's talks about being in this world where he receives his diagnosis, which there is this countdown that kind of happened from the time that he received his diagnosis to the different appointments, to surgery, to all of that that's happening. But then also recognizing that, like I said, this is a long-term treatment strategy for him, because he's living between his next scan and his next surgery and getting ready for what that next step is going to be. And just, you could just never let it go. It's just the tick 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 in your brain, but at the same time not losing the essence of what he is. I think that he, in his writing, describes very well that duality of living in the moment and really trying to appreciate the life that you have, but also this is not your choice. You wish that you didn't have to be going through this treatment and this pain and the surgery and the recovery and this cycle that he's not able to get out of while he fights this. But the alternative is not being here, right? So it's just that both things can be true. He has a whole section on lament, and kind of, I said, this is not anyone's choice of what they have to do, and how do we try to make the best of it? And I think that he is absolutely done that, and is using his platform to spread awareness and open these conversations. If you aren't currently following Tyler on social media, you may not be aware that he is in a new cancer battle now, and has documented what that process looks like and the treatment that he's going through, in addition to the cancer that he talks about in this book here. So I said, even in this book, his doctors talk about reading more about his story, and like, hey, you got to survive this surgery, man, because you're not done and the world needs you. And he talks about the doctors being his Michael Jordan and his Scottie Pippen, and they're going to get it done. And like I said, just keeping the lightness about it, the joy about it. There's so many pop cultural references. He's a huge musical theater fan, and there's a section of one of the chapters is, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, and we don't talk about Bruno, and why do you write like you're running out of time? You just kind of chuckle about the references in here. When you get to the bottom of the references, there's so many pop culture references. I mean, there's some actual, true literary references in here, but there's a whole Taylor Swift section that says, like, in the references, Swifties, you understand what I'm saying. That's why you listen to the audiobook version of it too, because nobody can say it the way that Tyler says it. And at the same time, after I had met him at the author event, I had sent him a message and just thanked him for everything that he gave. He puts his whole heart into everything that he does. So everything that he gave to us, just even in that event. And he actually messaged me back and asked me like what I thought of the book, like who am I? But he's so humble. Like, he really wants that feedback from people. And even now he's going back on tour while he's still in the midst of this treatment, because he's just trying to reach more people with his message. And I don't think that he'll ever know the impact that he has, because how many people now have made appointments with their doctors or had that screening that they have put off because they heard of his story. And again, it's that he's acknowledging the fact that it is difficult and it's painful and it's hard and it's scary, but the alternative of not knowing or ignoring it or allowing something to get worse is worse. So you do have to face it, and you do have to do the best with the hand that you're dealt, and above all else, not lose hope. I mean, that is the ultimate message in the book, is that there's always hope. Even on the hardest days, there's always hope. So that's something that really sat with me, that I'm trying to think about for my own life, of like, hey, where is something that I do need to have hope in, and where is something that I need to let go of because I don't have control over it? That's something else that he acknowledges in the book, is that I don't have control over this. So like, you know, he went into surgery, and like, he's putting literally his life in the hands of Dr. Michael Jordan, Dr. Scottie Pippen. Like, you guys, I'm trusting you. This is what we got. This is what we got to do right now. So, you know, what do you need to let control over? And what do you need to acknowledge you don't have control over? Where can you fill in that gap where you don't have control with hope? And if there is someone in your life that is struggling, can you be the hope for them? Can you be the light for them? Can you be the love for them if they can't do it for themselves? So, Tyler, we are behind you. We are rooting for you. You continue to be an inspiration with your books that you put out, with all the content that you put out, with everything that is on your site, with the tour, with, again, that you are continuing to try to reach more people, and you have not given up on that mission. We so appreciate everything that you put out in the world. And I said, we need more people that are the light, the love. So Tyler, this changes everything. Please go support Tyler. There are huge takeaways for your own life too, and just the people that we have in our lives, and how we can always just be better no matter what battle it is that you individually are going through. And Tyler, like I said, we're behind you for sure.